Satoshi Nakamoto will come back and erase all bitcoins. That's what Dimon, CEO of JPMorgan, said a few days ago. I'm Carol, co-founder of Area Bitcoin, and let's see if it is possible to Satoshi really reappear and delete all Bitcoin, and if it really makes sense. Last week, the well-known Bitcoin hater Dimon, CEO of JPMorgan, said Bitcoin has no use case. And so far, so good, but Jamie decided to innovate his footing and said that Satoshi would come back and erase all Bitcoin.
That Satoshi's going to come on there, laugh hysterically, go quiet, all Bitcoin's going to be erased.
Jamie, there is no end to your creativity. He just created another bedtime story. A creative one. The curious thing is that while Jamie has been attacking Bitcoin for years, on the other side, JPMorgan is one of the banks authorized to participate in BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF recently approved by SEC. Another curiosity is that Jamie defames Bitcoin while saying that blockchain is what it is real and will move money, will move data, and it's more efficient than Bitcoin.
Blockchain is real, it's a technology. We use it, it's going to move money, it's going to move data, it's efficient. We've been talking about that for 12 years too, and it's very small. Okay, so I think we've wasted too many words in that. Blockchain versus currencies that do something versus Bitcoin that does nothing.
Irony, because only Bitcoin's blockchain is really decentralized. All the other ones are not. JPMorgan or American government can censor or centralize all of them. In fact, Jamie has interest behind his back, like any initial shitcoin investor, right? JPMorgan is interested in offering something alternative to Bitcoin. Ethereum. They have been involved in Ethereum since before the first block, according to Joseph Lubin himself, the co-founder of Ethereum.
I can attest that JPMorgan was there right from the start before public mainnet was even launched.
It's obvious that they will attack Bitcoin while offering something much better, faster, and good for the environment, which is actually not true. It's fiat full play trying to delight you with something they can control while turning you away from Bitcoin. This explains why Jamie calls Bitcoin pet rock, that Bitcoin is useless, and it's an exaggerated fraud.
Fraud, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, sex trafficking, those are real use cases.
But what is really interesting is that the one who has already been fined numerous times for fraud or committing irregularities was JPMorgan itself. JPMorgan will pay $920 million for precious metals manipulation. JPMorgan is being sued for selling $10 million in couples jewelry from safe deposit boxes without permission. They claim the bank auctioned off their items for just $550,000. A judge approved JPMorgan's $290 million settlement with women who say Jeffrey Epstein abused them and had the largest US bank turn a blind eye to sex trafficking. And another one is that JPMorgan Chase owns a ship sized with $1.3 billion in cocaine. Customs and Border Protection said this was the largest ship ever sized in agents in 230 years history. Seriously, after this, these bankers have the nerve to say that Bitcoin is used for drug trafficking, human trafficking, and fraud. They have literally been doing this for decades. Jamie says that Bitcoin commits all of these crimes, when in fact it's JPMorgan and other banks that are used to facilitate all of these crimes themselves. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is just protocol, like math, like internet. It is a distributed language that only exists and is available for everyone to use. In 99.9% of the cases, Bitcoin is being used to preserve value and dignity, while central banks do the opposite, destroying the value of currencies that people use to save their life savings. Well, that's why Jamie probably doesn't like Bitcoin, because it makes the fiat cartel completely obsolete. And also because for the first time there is a technology that makes people, banks, and government actually follow the same rules, which doesn't happen in the fiat system, where whoever gets the most out of bankers and politicians can have advantages and do whatever they want, can commit crimes and get away with it. Okay, but coming back to the subject, what if Satoshi comes back? Could he erase all Bitcoin or steal the entire network for himself? Well, whoever says that Satoshi will reappear, laugh evilly and steal all Bitcoin lives in the Disney world with villains with evil laughs. It's a completely childish statement and shows how he didn't even take 20 minutes to understand Bitcoin. Satoshi no longer has any power over Bitcoin. He came up, made the code publicly available for everyone to run, to check improvements, and even copy. Then Satoshi disappeared and he didn't even move or sell his coins. He simply turned off the machines, stopped talking on discussion forums, and disappeared. Since 2009, the network has grown a lot. Several computers have started to run the Bitcoin network. There are copies of it spread around the world, and they check everything that happens on the network in sync. So even if Satoshi resurges and connects to the network, he will be just one of the more than 50,000 nodes on the network. These are the nodes that run the official protocol version and check whether miners or other users are following the consensus. And those who run nodes are ordinary people like you and me, or Bitcoin companies and developers who create tools. Satoshi wouldn't even be able to change the code because if one node don't agree to the change, he can create a fork, a branch that maintains the original characteristics of Bitcoin. Satoshi also wouldn't be able to force people to change Bitcoin. That's because many false Satoshis have already emerged and no one trusts any idiot claiming to be Satoshi anymore. So even if Satoshi reappeared, there would be a lot of distrust over him. This is why even if Satoshi merged and ran a code to erase all BTC, the nodes would have to accept running this evil code. If a node does not support and maintain the original one, the deleted version becomes totally ineffective. And look, this has happened several times in the last decade, okay? This wouldn't be anything new. Bitcoin has been forked countless times by people creating their own code on top of Bitcoin since 2011, and none of these forks have survived or gained traction. In fact, most of them turn out to be a big scam to take people's money and attention away from the original Bitcoin. And even though the fact that Satoshi has a lot of BTC, he can do nothing with them within the network. Bitcoin works through proof of work, computational power, and consensus. Coins don't give more power over the network, as happens in fiat system or in proof of stake, which is more easier to centralize by printing more coins. And that's precisely why bankers like Jamie's have a lot of power in the fiat system, because they monopolize a lot of people's money in their system. In Bitcoin, anyone can be their own bank, and Jamie's role is trivial. Maybe that's why he has so much resentment with Bitcoin. So Jamie, don't bother, okay? Go make up another story for Wall Street, because real Bitcoiners don't fall for this. There's a phrase that says we are all Satoshi, because no longer matters who Satoshi is, but that now anyone can be Satoshi. And probably Satoshi isn't coming back because he never really disappeared. Now it can be billions of people at the same time using Bitcoin across the world, and no one can do anything to stop it. See you next time, and opt out.